So I woke up this morning and I saw a notification on my phone from John Parker. He apparently released a video reacting to an old video of Hansen's. At least I thought. I thought he was reacting to the Problems with Hoi 4 YouTuber video. Little did I know, I guess Hansen decided to react to it like a year and a half later, and now John Parker's reacting to that. I don't know. But you know what? I thought it'd be funny to react to it, so we're gonna do that.
Now, obviously, I can't speak for all of the Hoi 4 YouTubers. I can speak for myself. You'll notice that my videos on this channel, they frequently reach the 45-minute mark, 30-minute mark, hour, just like Hansen said. And I agree that has happened, and that has happened to a lot of people. What I don't agree with, however, is the reason. Now, I know Hansen was using hyperbole, and I know he probably didn't 100% mean, at least for everybody, but the reason I make my videos as long as they are, and I don't know how I would do it in the past to cut it down so short, but I just genuinely feel, as I'm going through and cutting down the footage, that there's just genuinely so much content I want to keep in that the video is this length. I've always thought that I should make my videos shorter. I've thought that I should make them in 2 parts, but I make them the length that they are because I feel that I want the viewer to understand and have the context for all of the campaign.
Now this is where I'm gonna wag my stumpy finger. I'm gonna say, I'm not too sure your videos need to be so long for the build-up. I'm just gonna say this, as a Million Dawn YouTuber, I know for a fact my videos, they take a lot longer to record because of how slow the game is. And also the fact I have to play more years. And I'm able to cut my videos down to about the length of a lot of the other Hoi 4 YouTubers. I don't want to target John exclusively, because he's not like a fucking villain or anything. But I haven't made that many Hoi 4 videos in like years. Like, I've made that one going over the DLC. And even going over all the mechanics, I was still able to make it at a half hour. And I think the reason a lot of these Hoi 4 YouTubers have such long videos for their quicker playthroughs is that they really focus on, as John said, the build-up. And I don't think that's really necessary. That's just my point of view. In my experience, it's way better to kind of just try to summarize your build-up and include more of the funnier moments, whether it be like you raging. That's what I do. I rage all the time. Or just your wars. In my experience, that does way better for viewer retention. And if any advice I had to give during this video had to be given at all, I guess it would be that. The game has been around for so long, most of the time the build-up's just old to people. Like, I think we're past the point of Hoi 4's life cycle where people are stat maxing countries and going bonkers over it. They're like spewing white liquid nah, they don't do that. But again, to each their own. I don't want to force anybody to make videos a certain way. I'm not trying to make this video come off that way at all.
Another thing Hansen brought up is how Hoi 4 YouTubers, by making videos so long, is so they can include more mid-roll ads and overall make more money. Now, I can't speak for anyone but myself.
I do. I 100% make these videos for fucking money. The fuck you kidding, bro? Half my strategy at this point is going around how I can make more money. It's half how I can stay relevant, half how I can make money. Because these student loans ain't paying themselves. And the major I'm in, holy fuck, is the job market cooked in my fucking country. This shit might be my only income for years. So it's gonna have to count, goddammit.
But if I'm making these videos this long for money, it's not really working. I don't make enough money to do this as a job, and I don't really have that much to spend money on. I'm 18 years old, I live with my parents, I have no expenses besides like Discord Nitro. I have no real things to spend money on. I either gamble my money away on Steam keys, which I'm trying to not do anymore, or I just spend it on random Steam games I'm never going to play.
Now, I definitely believe John here. He doesn't strike me as the type of person who's gonna be chasing greed like that. But trust me, and I know Hansen definitely believes the same thing as me here. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who are doing it for money, but in a serious way. Like, they're actually just packing their videos with garbage just to push the video to be longer and longer. Like, there are so many videos on this platform that don't need to be an hour long that are. And that goes for all niches, but in Hoi 4, it does exist. If I get a William Dawn video down to 40 minutes, I guarantee you a vanilla Hoi 4 video can be a lot shorter. I mean, you have an excuse if you're playing till the 60s, but I doubt most players are.
Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect either. I'm not doing this for the viewer, or I'm not doing this because I'm a saint. And I will say, near the beginning of last year, I believe it's actually almost a year old as I write this, or not write, speak, I did try to innovate. I've tried to innovate my entire channel. I'm always afraid of being stagnant. I've always thought that I have been losing what I had. I'm not as entertaining. I'm not good enough. Like, typical thing. And so I did try and make a documentary, and I did so about a year ago, but the sad reality is the cost to profit ratio, well, profit as in personal satisfaction. The cost to personal satisfaction ratio just didn't work. And to simplify that, I just didn't get enough views on it to really consider making another one.
Don't feel guilty for this. There's no one forcing you to make a video a certain way. Just because someone looks down on a video style you use doesn't mean you should feel pressure to change. Like, if you enjoy the ISP style or whatever style video you want to describe it as, like, you do you. Like, there's no reason to have to feel forced to change it up because someone criticized it. Whether I agree with it or not, you shouldn't feel forced to change it. I mean, this is an optional thing we're all doing here after all. Who's forcing us to be on YouTube? Other than student loans, of course. And the Matrix. Anyway, you get my point. And I don't want to be too much of a therapist here. I don't want to assume things. But I generally think this whole point comes from just a lack of self-esteem, to be honest. Like, there's no reason you should feel shame or feel like you're saying you're not perfect just because you're trying to do what you'd rather do. You don't owe anyone anything on this platform. But now, the second point of this whole video is that Hansen in his original video basically labeled everybody as an ISP clone. Or I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people were labeled as ISP clones, and I think this was the very controversial point. And I'll let John's clip of this play, his opinion, and then I'll go into it, because I think people are going to bash me a little bit for what I'm going to say too.
And so I kept going with my Let's Play videos, my ISP slop, and this moves on to another reason where Hansen says that the viewer lets this happen, and that nothing has changed. And he specifically said that he could watch a Hollow Being, Santiago, and Christib's video and not realize which one is which. That they're all the same. This is where I disagree. I believe truly that people watch certain creators not for the gameplay, not for the path or whatever mod is being played. I truly believe that a majority of people watch these YouTubers for the personality of the person playing, the personality of the person speaking, because if it truly was people only watching for the gameplay, people would only watch Isara Productions, because he did it first. There is something different has to be brought to the table. It has to, for anything to really be different. People watch Christibs for Christibs. They watch me for me. They watch Hollow Being for Hollow Being. Now, does this mean that any of us could just start doing something else and they would watch it immediately? No, that's not how YouTube works. But it does mean that there's a certain personal aspect to what is made.
So I definitely understand John's point here about how the different personalities are kind of what draws viewers to certain people. And I do agree to a degree. Don't mind the Dr. Seuss rhyme there. But I don't know if that's exactly what Hansen was getting at here. I mean, in my time talking to him, because I was actually in talks with this guy when he was making the first video way back in 24. If you talk to this guy about video creation, he doesn't really focus on, like, the person themselves making the video most of the time. Mainly what he goes after is the editing style. If you ask this guy about anything editing related, that's how you get this guy to talk. He will go forever if you keep asking him enough questions. He loves editing, and that's why I think when he says all videos feel the same, like ISP clone style, he's saying that the editing style and just the structure of these videos, they're all very similar in that regard. I feel like for 90% of Hoi 4 YouTube videos, you could literally cut the audio out and keep the same clips and then just copy paste another YouTuber's voiceover over it. And you would think it would be recorded by them in the first place, the whole video and everything. And so that's what I think Hansen gets at when he says that all for YouTubers feel the same. And I don't think he really explained that enough. So that's on him for that, but that's just my perspective there.
Now, there are things that I very much do agree with. It haunts me. It really does, but I do recognize the fact that most people just listen to my videos. I still tell my editor to do zooms and make funny jokes and add some sound effects, and I do what I can. But I do recognize that most people just listen to my videos, and it's a hard thing to come to terms with. But I also agree with Hansen when he says that, I mean, it is lower effort than the stuff that Goated or Swinsball or himself makes. It is lower effort, I will say that, but I don't specifically think that that makes it any lower quality. I think that makes it's just different.
And I think this right here is exactly where the entire disagreement is between John and Hansen. And I think it really comes down to what I said earlier. It's a focus on editing, which I think Hansen has, as opposed to John's view, which I think he's more focused on, you know, the personality of the creator. That, I think, is the whole debate, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. So, I guess that's the spectrum. If I had to say where I am on here, honestly, I probably lean toward, I don't know. I would lean toward Hansen's side, but at the same time, it's not like every YouTuber I watch is like an editing god. For example, someone I watch from time to time is Ken. He does Clash Royale content. I know someone who's definitely at least seen something of him. If you know, he does literally zero editing in his videos, and I still find it funny. I think it really just depends on the type of creator that you are, kind of what video style your personality fits in. I still side with Hansen the fact that I feel like the Hoi4 community isn't that diverse and the type of videos that come out of it. I definitely think it's better than it probably was way back in like 2018, 2019. I wasn't even playing Hoi4 yet, so I wouldn't know, but there's a lot more YouTubers now. The other thing I wanted to say too is that I think there's honestly an easy answer for why this type of video style that ISP originally came up with is so popular in this niche. And it's just that it's so easy to produce, and the fact that it's a quick turnaround and people are proven to like it. It's just an easy answer for a lot of people, in my opinion. Like, I used to make kind of similar ISP style videos way back in the day. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, my series is literally based off one of his, so I can't say I'm too original. But back then, I made basically the same exact kind of videos where I just show raw commentary of me playing the game, and I was able to turn around videos every week while being in college as a comp sci major, so they're a lot easier to make, especially compared to what I do now. I play way longer in my mod than I used to. You also have me trying to use voiceover scenes too. I will do voiceovers in parts where I think the commentary is boring and where I think I need to kind of explain the direction the video's heading in, because I just don't think it's great to leave it in the raw commentary. I don't find that very entertaining. And I'll tell you, in my personal chats with Hansen himself, actually, he believes that the reason I'm able to pull the amount of viewers I do, despite the fact that my upload schedule is absolutely dog shit, is because of that editing style of mine. I changed it up like little over 2 years ago now, and it makes me unique enough where people want to come back and see it. You know, apart from the fact I'm like the only MILLENNIUM YouTuber out there, I also have that unique kind of video style. And I mean, the reason I did it is just because I didn't find that old ISP style fun anymore. It really is a matter of what you enjoy, I think. But the other issue with it is that, again, it takes me way longer to make these videos than they used to. And I think that's what honestly hurts my channel. That's another argument for using the ISP style. It's way easier to turn out videos because it's not as much work to actually edit the video. I guarantee you, if I were actually pumping out videos every week still, I might be around like 100k subs at this point. But that's where John wraps up the video, so I don't really have anything else more to review in that video specifically, but I know this was not really the most needed video out there, but I wanted to get something out because I am actually trying to increase my upload schedule. I'm finding that the longer I go without uploading, the more stressed I feel about needing to get something out, and as a result, I think it's kind of ruining my passion for the channel. Like, the more frequently I upload, the more passionate I feel, and when I'm actually engaging with the channel, it makes me feel a lot better about it. So that's kind of why I'm doing this, more so than the, you know, ruffle some feathers. I mean, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers in the comments. I can't wait to read it. But I think that's all for now. I'll see ya. Hopefully Grease video will be out in like a week at least.